Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Mark Franken from Marked in Time, and this is episode 5 of Treasures Found in a Broken Bag of Watches. So here we are. Now, last week, with episode 4, we came across actually quite a few nice watches in the bag, and this one here was one of them. This is the one with that coffee type, dark bronze type dial. And I didn't have to do anything with this watch other than put a battery in it. It is in really good shape. Sometimes it blows my mind how some of these end up in a bag of broken watches. But even the sticker on the back when I went to change the battery was still intact. There's absolutely no scratches on this. It's not an expensive watch. I believe you get this from Walmart. I think is the Dickies brand. I believe Walmart carries it. Maybe they're about $25-$30. I think. I don't know. It does have a genuine leather band, but this is one of the ones we found in the bag of watches of last week. Kind of a shame that it ends up in a bag of watches, but I really like this watch. I don't know. I've been to Walmart hundreds of times. I don't remember ever seeing something like this, but it's a really nice little fashion watch, So there's that one. And the other one that I came across last week was this Cardinal. Now, it's got a very strange battery. I have one on order, believe it or not. I went to my regular supplier and he didn't have the battery for it. So I do have one on order, but I gave it a polish. Now, this is absolutely beautiful. It's one of the things I love about stainless steel is that you can really put a nice polish on it and give a watch life again, like make it look new again. This is an incredible brand name. Cardinal is extremely reliable. If you remember from last week, it had that Ronda movement in it, which doesn't surprise me that it has a strange battery. This is, it's not a high-end watch, but Cardinal's a good name. They build really nice watches. I love the way the indices. It's kind of funny. I say indices. So I got a comment on one of my videos, and I can't remember the person that commented, and I apologize about that. But I have a hard time saying indices, so I end up I throw an extra syllable. I go indices. He caught me on that. Thumbs up to him for pointing that out. Indices. But even the indices on this, it just glows. It really catches the light nicely. And again, I sound like a broken record, but a bag of broken watches. And all this needs is a battery. The inside looks really nice. The movement is absolutely beautiful. I don't see any corrosion. Sometimes you have a really nice watch, you open it up, and unfortunately the battery exploded, and then you have to very carefully and painstakingly, I might add, scrape all the corrosion out of it. But anyways, let's get to what we have tonight. So again, Value Village. Really excited about this bag, and I'll tell you why. Is obviously it's a clear bag, and just going through it, I think there's a nice variety we have tonight. There is a lot of cheap fashion watches and toys and stuff like that in here, but I've been getting a little bit of a hint, like again, when you pick the bag up and you kind of look through it, I'm pretty stoked about opening this up. I think there's going to be some really cool finds in here. This bag was $9.99, which is usually the going rate for from Value Village. First time I bought a bag, they were around $5. I think since I clean out pretty much every bag of broken watches from here to Yarmouth and back, it's I think they're just increasing the price. They figured, hey, they sell pretty good. So here we go. We'll take the receipt off of this one. I'm going to put on my gloves again. For those who are just joining my videos, once again, you never know where these watches have been or who's touched them or where they've ended up. So I always like to put on some protection. Move some of my tools over here. And let's see what we have. Let's just tear right into this. So this one kind of caught my eye. Well, that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. All plastic. That is literally all plastic. Made in China. It actually has a pretty good basil, unilateral basil. That's funny. That actually feels pretty good for a toy. I like that. I wonder if that loom actually works. I'm just going to light it up by the light here. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that or not, but yeah, it's got a little bit of a loom to it. Have the Mercedes hands. You know, that's not actually in bad shape for a toy. A little dirty here, but you know the funny thing is believe it or not, these sell. If I were to put that in my like when I go to the markets and all that, I would be able to actually sell, not for a lot, but I guarantee some youngin will come by, see that, and just like it. You know. Anyways, so we're gonna put that aside. So here we got an Indiglo date feature. It's too bad that the case is pretty bad on this. This is really worn out. This is old. Like, I mean, it's an Indiglo, but you can really tell this watch has been loved. Like, really loved. A lot of wear on the side. Like right here, you can tell there is your plating. And then just as you get here, you can tell this is where a coat jacket or something must have been rubbing against that. Lots of corrosion in here. I probably, on something like this, I would keep the movement. It actually has a very attractive dial. I bet everything underneath the crystal's pretty hacked up, but I bet underneath the crystal, I bet the dial and the movement is pretty good. Real leather, but it's hacked. So that's going to go for parts. Put that over there. And now we have a Swiss. I told you before, a couple of videos ago, that I come across a lot of Swiss watches. I actually like this. Oddly enough, it's not genuine leather, the band. I kind of like this. You can tell I'm definitely not a watch snob when something like some cheap brand like Swiss actually catches my attention. I find that I really kind of like that. I like the band. It's too bad that's not real leather. Although in really good shape. Like, look at that. There's not even cracking on it. Sometimes I wonder if this was even used. Still has the sticker on the back. Casing. I mean, it is only electroplated. The light, it's thin electroplate too. Where the light catches the edge here, you can see just a touch. You could almost see the copper beneath it. But I find that to be a pretty attractive watch. I'm going to put that off to the side. That's going to maybe go for resale. Here's another one that's kind of different. The dial, unfortunately, if you look inside the dial here, you can tell has chipping on the dial. You know something? It's kind of a weird design here. Like, it's kind of a different look to it, having the case short and wide instead of tall, like an elongated case. I wonder what's in this. Curious to see if that's a Japanese movement or... Oh, there it is. There's the... That's a Japanese movement. That's not even a bad movement either. pull the battery out, as I do. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it says Japan right here. Lots of I have a lot of these movements, but believe it or not, these are hardy movements. Like, they'll just go and go and go, and they're pretty accurate too. I can't believe it. I actually popped it back on with my fingers instead of having to use my press. I don't know what to do with that one. It's too bad that the dial is. For the rest of it, I believe that's stainless steel. I don't see any. I don't see any other metals coming through it. Oh no, it's plated. I can tell just along the edge here. I don't see another. Even the way it scratches up. Yeah, I think that's electroplated. I find that kind of an attractive watch, though. I'm gonna have to put that aside. I'm not 100% sure I'm gonna take that apart. I might actually use that to keep that. Well, that's wearable tech. But you know something, though? I mean, this is garbage because I don't deal with. Although I'm not putting it down, I actually have a. This is a Fitbit. I have a Fitbit myself to monitor health, but this one obviously you can tell is trashed. But these bands, these will fit into watches, believe it or not. And I know this is sort of a kind of a peachy color, but I will save the band off of that because that's eventually I might find something for it. Oh my gosh, Tommy Hilfiger. So this here, again, this is something I don't, this is actually not even in bad shape. Guys, this is a nice shape. Now, the crystal has a couple of scuffs on it, but that's not the original band, I'll tell you that right now. That's not the original band, but I have to admit, whoever matched the band to this watch, that is the original band. I'm sorry. I take that back. Right here, there's the Tommy Hilfiger logo right there. I take that back. I'm sorry. I never. It's an odd design, though. I don't know. Why would you put a NATO type strap on it? Well, it's not. Like, that almost looks way too thick for that style of watch. It's an odd way of doing something. But that watch is in really good shape. Tommy Hilfiger. A couple of scratches on it. There's a couple of scratches in the crystal here as well. I find that is just an odd way. Just an odd way to do something. I'm just going to see if I can pop the. Get one of the. Oh my gosh, that band is on so thick. Oh, there we go. Oh, well. Luckily I have hundreds of those. Nope, that's a Tommy Hilfiger, all right. It's got the case on it. The case back. Water resistant, 100% stainless steel. Even the case back is well maintained. Although I guess it wouldn't scratch because you have the band right over it. But what an odd band for that. That is, I mean, it doesn't look bad, but that adds so much more thickness to the watch. Like, that's ridiculous. And so I'll have to get another lug for that. I don't know where that disappeared to. It's on the floor somewhere, I guess. I'm going to put that aside. Definitely going to put that aside. Oh, here's another Swiss. Not one of their best. One of these click things again. That I'll use for parts. Put that over there. Wow, that's rough. That's dirty too. So what is that? Q&Q quartz. 5 bar. That's pretty old, I think. That's Basil's. No, that's not a Basil. That's part of the case. That's not even a real. Oh, look at that! It's got the name on the bracelet. That is, I believe, that is stainless steel. You can tell it's old though. It's hard to tell with the lighting and everything, but that is actually, those are rolled links. You can actually see the way the metal's been rolled to create these links. I've never even heard of that company, Q&Q Quartz. Q&Q. I would, in a situation like that, I'd probably keep the I would keep the movement. I'd maybe even keep the bracelet, because even though those are rolled links, you know, I'm always looking for bracelets. The case I'll get rid of, though. The case is really bad condition. So that's going to be parts. Put that over there. Oh, that's a shame. Actually, no, that's an eco. Oh, man, this is beaten to hell. Yeah, that's broken crystal right there. No, parts. Wow, that's... Yeah, when they have to advertise that it has a stainless steel back, and that's about the only advertisement on it. You know what? Some 6-year-old would like this, I guess. Come on. No, okay. Oh, I see a nice band. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's kind of a little, kind of the same, not the dial, I'm talking casing. It's kind of got that idea of the old patinaed brass kind of an idea. It's got the indigo too. That button there, I believe, would be your indigo light. I don't think it works though. No, I don't see anything. Nice looking watch, actually. That's a pretty good, that's not in bad condition. Just dirty. Band is pretty good. No, the band is pretty bad here though, but it's a nice matching band. But you know, something like this, any brown leather band would look really nice on it. I was just actually seeing if those numbers would, if the numbers have loom on it, because there's a green, kind of a green, looks like a green coating on it, like loom is right on the numbers. But I'm just going to check to see if that will light up. Well, the hands do. The hands light up, but not the numbers. I don't know if you can see that or not, but the hands do. 30-meter water resistance. A little bit of wear on the side of the case, but I like that. That's a keeper. That's one that I can resell, clean up and resell. Oy, 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 oy. Look at that. That's, I don't even, that has nothing going for it. Nice little jewels, I guess, or whatever, stones. But, okay, that's over there. It's like the smallest wrist ever. Look at that. Look at anybody. Although, you know what? Yeah, I guess somebody has small wrists like that. Beverly Hills Polo Club. Wow. By the way, these are fake. The complications you see on these are fake complications. Those hands are literally glued to the dial in that position. But, what's this Japanese movement? Oh, it's even missing a button here. Japanese movement, I wonder how, what kind of movement it has in it. Look, they even went to the, they even went as far as putting the Beverly Hills Polo, the whole thing on the back. They want to be a good watch. Boy, that's harder than I thought. I have another tool for popping off bags. Oh, there it is. There we go. Oh man, that's a lot easier. I believe that's actually the same Japanese movement that was in the other watch. Take that out. Take the battery out. Yeah, that movement there is the same. You know what the sad thing is? It's too bad that they put the fake complications on it, and I'll tell you why. Even though this is about as cheap can get, if there weren't any fake complications, I would actually save the dial, because the dial has a really nice shine to it. Like, you can do something with it, but not with the fake complication. I just cannot get over fake complications. There's cheap, and then there's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that. Then don't, like, if you can't make the complications real, then don't put them on, like, in my opinion anyways. But I'll keep the movement. I'm going to put the thing back in here. There we go. So the movement I'll save. The rest of it, I'll save the crystal as well out of that one. And what's this one here? Oh, look at the mess I'm making, eh? Like, holy Moses, you just get right into it and everything starts to fall apart on here. Okay. Let's see what we got here. High guard. High guard. Oh, it's a crack in the crystal snap right there in the corner too. I don't know what you do with that. Yeah, this gives me nothing. Stainless steel metal base back. Japan movement. Whenever it says Japanese movement, I'm always curious to see what's in there. Sometimes you're surprised and there's a Mayota. Same one. Oh, we're 3 for 3 on the same type of movements. Again, Japanese movement. I can tell you, they're a hardy movement though. Like, they're not expensive, but that is a good movement in there. So it's going to end up with the same as the other one here. Like, it's the same, almost the same movement as that one. Oh, it is identical. See that? The same movements in there, right? So I have lots of these movements, but they are good movements. They are not bad. So that one, and the crystal's broken, so I'll probably take the hands off it. Might even save the dial as well. It's actually got a really nice shine to the dial. But the rest of it is not good. I don't even know what to do with these things. Sometimes I do, just for a little bit of, backside information, I do jewelry as well. Like, I like working with jewelry. And sometimes something like this, although ugly on itself, you can sometimes do something really pretty with it. I'm not sure if that's stainless steel or not. I'm not seeing the typical... Nope, it's plated right here. You can tell right on the corner. You can tell that that's plated. Anyways, I can go for parts. What do we have here? Holy Moses, that's a Timex quartz. That's old. That's in pretty good shape, eh? I like that. I really like that. Yeah. You know what's really fascinating about Timex? I think this was a little after that time, but Timex, I mean, there's a lot of history on Timex being, the America's watch and everything else like that. But for a while there, Timex was really the five and dime type watch. You would literally, um, you can pick a time. Oh my God, it's working. it's, that is that is actually working. Are you kidding me? That was dead when I pulled it out. Now it's working. Not well, mind you. Nope. No. What the? No, the second hand isn't stuck on anything. That's weird. That is working. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. So with Timex, like these were considered like the affordable watches, and I have lots of Timexes. I mean, I work on a lot of Timexes. I get a lot of Timexes. And the funny thing was, is they were meant to be, believe it or not, disposable watches. You wear them until they die. I'm not talking about quartz. I'm talking about the wind-up ones. You would wear them until they die, and then you toss them in the garbage, right? And there was no jewels in them, so it was literally metal on metal. And then eventually, like the main plates, the pivots for the pivot holes for the stems of the gears. I'm sorry, the words are escaping me today. They would wear, as if it's metal on metal, it's not oiled properly. Eventually, on the main plate, the whole pivot holes would become a little bit oblong, and then the watch would stop working, right? And then so that's why jewels. When you see that there's a jewels in the watch, jewels are set into the main plate, and then the pivot from the gear sits inside the jewel. And although jewels are brittle, with a little bit of oil, they'll last forever. Anyways, sorry, a little bit of a watch lesson there. But so a lot of these old Timexes, not this one, this is quartz, but a lot of the wind-up Timexes end up supposed to go up in the garbage. But the funny thing is Timex built their disposable watches so well, 30, 40, 50 years later, a guy like me is trying to repair these things because they've become, I don't want to use the word heirlooms, but, it was like either granddad's watch or my dad's watch and stuff like that. And they come to me saying, can you get my Timex, like my dad's watch, going? And I'm like, yeah, they were meant to be tossed. But the quality was so good back then. Like I'm talking like, 10 to 15 microns of plating, like gold plating. So they're still gold. Like it's just absolutely boggles the mind how these Timexes last and last and last. And the Timex of then is kind of like the watch of today. Like this here is sort of a, although this one shouldn't have been disposed of, this is in beautiful condition, but these are kind of your disposable watches, right? You smack them up. You only paid like $25, $30 at Walmart for them. If they get broken, you toss them in the garbage, you get another one, right? But this watch today, like the quality of this watch today doesn't hold a candle to some of the old Timexes from the 50s and 60s. Like they just don't, right? And the Timexes back then, less the fact that they didn't have jewels, the Timexes back then, the finishing on them, you can put up to a lot of the good watches of today, in my opinion. I mean, just from I've dealt with thousands and thousands of watches, and I'm telling you now, there are Timexes that are like 30, 40 years old that the plating is still amazing. And this is an old watch. I'm figuring maybe 1980s. Something like that, 1980s, 1990s maybe. I'm just kind of, if you go by the type font for the Timex and the quartz and all that, and that fancy Q thing up on the top there where the 12 is, I would say this is probably that age. But I mean, like it is well done. Although it has a, I wonder what does that change the date? I wonder what that pin thing is right here. That's weird. Yeah, that's a date changer. That's how you change the date. 6/7. That is really interesting. That is definitely a keeper. I love that. I love that. Holy Moses. I saw this in the bag when I was looking at Value Village. I saw this in the this one kind of caught my eye as well. Yeah, you could tell I have ADD. Right? I go from one watch, oh, this is about the Timex, here's the history, all of us into, hey, look at that, bird. So That's in good shape too. Holy Moses, there's not even barely any scratches on that. What is this? Celebrity. Oh yeah, it's the same as what it says right on the dial. Celebrity, Japanese movement. That is an attractive watch. I like that. Again, not for me. I mean, for people who just joined my channel. When I say I like that, I mean for resell or, you know, gifting it or something. No, not for me. But I really like that. I don't know if you can see that. The crystal really kind of is a real nice, clear, almost a magnifier type idea. That's cool. This is turning out to be a really good bag. I'm pretty shocked at this. This is amazing. Roots watch. Crack in the crystal. It's not a bad. Roots actually a lot of play in the dial, but Roots makes. This is an old one. This is old. I don't even think this is stainless. It's not. This is electroplated, and this is really old. Roots now, their watches. I have a couple of Roots watches that are a few years old, and they use now all stainless steel cases. They don't have the rolled links on the bracelet. This definitely is a the bracelet is stainless steel, but the case isn't. But Roots now has all stainless steel. Like they run with all stainless steel. But kind of a cool dial, though. It's hard to tell with the light, but it does actually pick up. There's sort of a checkered type of an pattern in the dial. I'm gonna put that for parts, though. I might keep the dial off of that. No name. That's a no name watch. Accutime. Oh, actually, Accutime. I've heard of them before. Simulated leather. I think that's stainless steel. I'm surprised there's nothing written on the dial other than just the fact that it says Accutime on the back of it, albeit the dial is pretty small, but not even a logo. Singapore. Accutime Watch Corp. I don't know. I don't know what to do with this one. Band's in good shape. This is nothing. It's missing the buckle.